Hey, listen up. You feel that pressure? That constant attack? Yeah. That community that keeps throwing shade your way. They think it's working, but nah, you're being watched, elevated, favored by forces they cannot even see. Oh, this isn't luck, it's precision, it's destiny, and it's pointing straight at you. Pause. Breathe. Feel that. Every word they whispered, every move they tried, only made your rise inevitable. You're untouchable, unstoppable, and yeah, the world is noticing, slowly, quietly, but it's noticing. Oh, you're about to see it all, the truth, the strategy, the relentless favor that even your haters cannot block. So, are you ready? Can you handle the truth that the community attacking you is actually showing the world how highly favored you are? Comment, share, vibe with me below, because this isn't just a speech, it's a tribute to every fighter out there, surviving, rising, and claiming what's theirs. They throw stones at the ones who refuse to kneel, not realizing the stones are building their throne. Oh, yes, it's happening. Right now, you feel it. The cold stares, the whispers behind doors, the subtle sabotage. Every move you make, every choice, every breath is watched, measured, and challenged. They think they are powerful. They think they hold the strings. Haha, they don't. Not even close. What they fail to see is this simple, brutal truth. Their attacks are the confirmation of your elevation. They are not aiming at weakness. They are trying to pierce something untouchable. And yet, every swing they take only sharpens the edge of your resolve. Yeah, it feels strange, doesn't it? To realize that the venom, the envy, the relentless pressure, they are not obstacles but signals. Oh wow, signals that you are operating on a plane they cannot reach. They measure you with the tools of fear, but you operate with the power of unseen guidance. Each attempt to diminish you is only proof that favor is already upon you. You cannot fake it. You cannot conjure it. It is there, subtle, precise, and it cannot be erased by gossip, by rage, by the petty schemes of those too small to understand your path. Nah, don't rush it. Don't let impatience make you stumble. Watch them. Learn. Let their attacks teach you what they cannot comprehend. Every insult is a mirror, reflecting their limitations and your potential. Every betrayal is a map, showing the exact routes to your ascent. Every misstep they provoke is a test, one you are prepared to pass with a calmness that unnerves them, without them ever realizing why. Oh, listen carefully. The world may cheer the loudest voices, but it's the ones who endure the silence, who persist under pressure, who rise while the rest tremble, that are truly marked. They are attacking you because they sense something shifting. They feel it, even if they cannot name it. That sense of inevitability they dread is your signature. They want chaos. You deliver clarity. They thrive on fear. You thrive on precision. They scatter in panic, while you move like a shadow in motion. Unseen, untouchable, unstoppable. Yes, mark this. Remember this. Their resistance is the loudest testimony of your favor. When the world tries to pull you down, when the murmurs grow louder, when the pressure crushes against your shoulders, you are standing in the exact place you were meant to be. The ones who throw stones, They are constructing the pillars that will hold your throne. The community that keeps attacking you, they are the architects of your inevitable revelation. And now, here's the point that cuts deeper than their lies. This favor is not decoration. It is not an ornament for vanity. It is a shield. It is proof that the universe does not move randomly, that there is precision, that there is alignment, and those who try to challenge it only fuel its fire. So, tell me, can you see it? Can you feel the shift in the air? The unseen favor, the invisible force that lifts you above their noise, their attacks, their envy, because it is there, waiting. And what comes next is not speculation, it is certain. Favor does not announce itself with fanfare. It hides in silence, visible only to the eyes that dare to see. Oh yeah, you felt the pull in Section 1, didn't you? That subtle vibration in the air, the whisper of inevitability. Now it's time to recognize it, to see the patterns the world cannot fathom. They are everywhere. Those who attack, those who undermine, those who laugh at your patience. Yet it is their very opposition that maps out your path. Every glance of doubt, every sharp remark, every maneuver against you is a signal, a secret map that only you can read. Nah, it's not about revenge, not about proving them wrong. Oh wow, it's about perception. About understanding that their attacks are not walls, they are markers of favor. They indicate the exact moments where persistence matters most. They reveal who you are, what you are becoming, and the strength that refuses to be shaken. You are being measured, yes, but not by their standards, by a higher standard that they cannot see, cannot reach, cannot touch. Listen closely. Each attack is a test of endurance. Each doubt thrown in your path is a mirror reflecting your growth. Do you notice it? The subtle alignment of events, the way opportunities appear as if pulled by an invisible hand, the calm clarity you feel while chaos surrounds you. That is recognition in the shadows. You are visible, but only to those with vision beyond the ordinary. Yeah, it is intoxicating, isn't it? To realize that the noise, the fear, the envy, they are all confirmations. Each one shouts, "You are rising," whether we like it or not. And while the rest of the world celebrates the loudest, the favored moves quietly, methodically, calculating every step, every breath, every reaction. Calm in the storm, focused while the community flails in confusion. Oh, here's the brutal truth. Those attacking you are already acknowledging the power they cannot grasp. They feel it and fear it. And in that fear, they unknowingly validate your position. Their attempts to sway you, to destabilize you, are the very forces that reveal your inevitability. They are like shadows around a flame. They cannot touch it. They cannot snuff it out. They only highlight its brilliance. So ask yourself this, quietly, amidst the chaos. Are you seeing the signs, the patterns, the alignment? Can you feel the momentum that is being built, not by luck, not by chance, but by the deliberate unfolding of favor that they cannot comprehend? It is there, oh yes, powerful, persistent, undeniable. Dominance is not claimed through chaos, it is forged in silence, in the precision of relentless persistence. Oh yes, now you feel it, don't you? That pull from inevitability, the subtle tremor in the air that Section 2 revealed. But inevitability alone is not enough. It whispers promise, yes, but it does not conquer. To rise above, to transform favor into something untouchable, requires more than waiting. It requires mastery of the storm. Yeah, the attacks, the scheming, the envy, they are your tools. Every jab, every criticism, every sideways glance is a chisel, sculpting a version of you they cannot imagine. Oh, wow, it is almost poetic. They think they are shaping you, but the truth is flipped. You are shaping yourself through them, carving resilience, patience, and vision into armor that cannot be pierced. Nah, do not mistake this for submission. This is not about patience and weakness. This is patience and power. Oh, yes, the calm is calculated. The quiet is deliberate. While the community claws and shouts, you move like a shadow, fluid, precise, untouchable. Each attack they launch accelerates your ascent. Each attempt to undermine you only validates the structure you are building beneath the surface. Listen, favor does not scream. Favor does not parade. It moves silently, almost invisibly, gathering momentum while chaos rages around it. And when you align yourself with that current, when you allow every challenge to temper your focus, you become unstoppable. You learn the art of rising not with noise, not with fury, but with an unyielding, meticulous elevation that cannot be shaken. Oh, here's the twist. They are blind witnesses to your ascent. They see results they cannot explain. Opportunities appear where they expected collapse. Paths open where walls should have stood. And in their confusion you grow. In their fear you sharpen. In their envy you discover the depth of your own inevitability. Each moment of opposition is an unseen force, a ladder they unknowingly build for your rise. Yes, mark this carefully. Dominance is not declared, it is lived. It is the quiet recognition that every step, every breath, every choice aligns with a force they cannot touch. And while they panic, while they attempt to sway you, while they hope for failure, you move with clarity, with calm, with precision, growing stronger than they imagined possible. Oh, the question that now emerges is unavoidable, piercing, inevitable. You have risen above attack, above envy, above doubt. But how do you solidify this momentum into something unshakable, untouchable, eternal? They can try to bind you, but the hands that favor you are invisible, and nothing can break them. Oh, do you feel it now? That rising pulse in your chest? That quiet certainty that no attack, no betrayal, no whisper of doubt can reach you? Yeah, the world around you is chaotic, but you calm, focused. A presence untouchable in a storm of envy and fear. They push, they prod, they attempt to shake your foundation, but each effort only confirms what you already know. You are beyond their reach. Nah, this is not luck, not chance, not coincidence. It is precision, observation, discipline. Every trial, every insult, every attempt to corner you has been a measure of your endurance. And oh, wow, the beauty of it is that they cannot even see it. They think the noise they create matters. They think that attacks, when repeated, will destabilize you. But you are moving above it. You are untouchable. Yes, feel that weight shift. The community that tried to diminish you, that tried to define your limits, now only illuminates your strength. Each misstep they hoped for, each panic they induced, each smear they whispered, only reveals their own inability to comprehend. Their attacks, once threatening, now serve as markers of your elevation. They are the proof that your favor is a shield, a force they cannot see but cannot ignore. Oh? Listen closely. Untouchable is not arrogance. It is recognition. Recognition that you have endured more than most could imagine. That every push against you has been a test of resilience. That the paths opening before you, the doors aligning, the subtle shifts in circumstance, they are not random. They are your reality, crystallized by focus, integrity, and relentless patience. Yeah, the calm in your actions, the silence in your strategy, the clarity in your vision, these are the weapons they cannot touch. The attacks escalate because they sense the shift, the momentum that cannot be halted. And as their desperation grows, so does your certainty. Each moment of opposition now validates your untouchable state. They do not control it. They do not even understand it. They are shadows around a force that cannot be contained. Oh, mark this moment. Let it sink. Untouchable is not about escaping challenges. It is about becoming so aligned with your purpose, so deliberate in your every step, that challenges exist only to amplify your ascent. Their attacks, their envy, their noise. These are the echoes that highlight your clarity, your precision, your dominance over circumstances. And now, here is the question that pierces the final veil of doubt. You have risen above attack, above envy, above fear, above manipulation. But how do you transform this untouchable momentum into a legacy that cannot be reversed, a force that shapes the world itself? A crown is not taken by the loudest, it is claimed by the one who endures when all odds whisper failure. Oh, can you feel it? The weight of all that you've survived, the clarity of the path that has been carved for you, the quiet roar of inevitability building in every step you take. Yeah, this is the moment where recognition turns into mastery, where favor is no longer a whisper in the shadows. It becomes the force that shapes reality. Nah, don't mistake this for arrogance. This is strategy. Precision, observation turned into action. Each attack you endured, each attempt to undermine you, each whisper of doubt from the community that once sought to limit you, has been transformed into momentum. You are no longer reactive. You are the current, the wave, the force that moves unseen but reshapes everything in its path. Oh wow, the truth is intoxicating. They will notice it too late. The doors that open for you, the paths that align effortlessly, the outcomes that once seemed impossible, all these are not accidents. They are the tangible proof that favor has chosen you, that resilience has elevated you, that untouchable focus has transformed challenge into victory. And the very attacks that tried to pull you down now serve as a gallery for your triumph. Yes, see it clearly. The community that opposed you is now the backdrop to your ascent. Every doubt they planted, every panic they tried to instill, every scheme they concocted, all of it only amplified your momentum. You have moved beyond mere survival. You have become the architect of your legacy, untouchable, undeniable, unstoppable. Oh, here's the razor-sharp truth. This is not about fleeting success. This is about permanence, about turning favor into force, about letting every action, every decision, every calculated movement echo through the corridors of influence long after the noise of opposition has faded. You are not merely rising, you are redefining the battlefield itself. Yeah, the envy, the attacks, the doubts, they still exist, but they no longer matter. They are shadows dancing around a light they cannot extinguish. And that light, it is your clarity, your strategy, your focus. It is the culmination of every lesson, every trial, every moment of pressure transformed into precision. Oh, the final revelation is clear. The community that tried to attack you has done the impossible. They have shown you who you truly are. They have revealed the power of favor, the strength of endurance, the inevitability of destiny shaped by unwavering focus. You are untouchable, and now you are eternal in the mark you leave. Whoa, hold up. Did you feel that? Every word, every punch, every truth. Yeah, it was for you. Wow, the community tried to shake you, tried to doubt you, but nah, you're still standing, stronger, sharper, untouchable. Comment below. Tell me how this hit you, how it woke you up, how you're ready to rise even higher. Yeah, your story matters, your grind matters, your focus matters, and today we celebrate you, every single one of you watching, every fighter, every survivor, every soul that refused to bend. This is your tribute. They don't know it yet, but the moment they started whispering your name in rooms, your not in was the moment you outgrew them. Somewhere between their late night plotting and your silent mornings of discipline, something shifted. You didn't announce it. You didn't brag. You didn't need witnesses. You leveled up quietly, and that silence is what terrifies them most. They think you're still the same version they remember. The one they could predict. The one they could provoke. The one who reacted emotionally, who doubted themselves, who waited for permission. That's the version they're planning against. That's the ghost they're trying to defeat. But while they were busy crafting scenarios where you fail, you are becoming someone who no longer plays their game. Is this real power is built quietly, and by the time others realize it, the advantage is already irreversible. This idea revolves around the understanding that growth does not need validation, noise, or permission to be real. Most people assume that if progress isn't visible, it isn't happening. That assumption is exactly what creates the blind spot where true transformation takes place. When someone is leveling up internally, they are not focused on proving anything to the outside world. They are focused on discipline, consistency, and identity change. This is why those who plot against others often miscalculate. They plan based on past versions, outdated behaviors, and visible patterns. They assume people stay the same, but internal growth changes decision-making, emotional control, and long-term vision. Once those shift, the person is no longer playing the same game. Quiet growth removes dependency on external reactions. When you stop needing applause, criticism loses its power. When you stop explaining your moves, manipulation becomes ineffective. Silence becomes strategy, not weakness. It allows observation without exposure and preparation without interference. While others are busy talking, comparing, and reacting emotionally, the quiet builder is stacking skills, sharpening awareness, and strengthening resilience. This keynote also highlights the difference between fear-based action and vision-based action. Plotting is driven by fear of being replaced, exposed, or left behind. It creates urgency without depth. Leveling up is driven by vision, a long-term understanding of who you are becoming and what you are building. Vision allows patience. It allows delayed gratification. It allows you to ignore distractions that don't serve the bigger picture. Another critical layer is identity detachment. Once someone stops identifying with their old limitations, they become unpredictable. Predictability is what control depends on. When people can anticipate your reactions, they can manipulate outcomes. But when you no longer react emotionally, no longer seek approval, and no longer move impulsively, control disappears. This is why those who grow quietly are often underestimated until it's too late. The keynote ultimately emphasizes that external threats lose significance when internal stability is achieved. When discipline replaces motivation, when self-respect replaces ego, and when purpose replaces validation, plotting becomes irrelevant. Even if obstacles appear, they no longer derail progress because growth has shifted from circumstance-based to identity-based. Setbacks turn into data, not defeat. This is why the most dangerous upgrade is invisible. Not money, not status, not recognition, but self-mastery. Once someone masters their habits, emotions, and focus, no external force can truly stop them. Others may plan, interfere, or doubt, but they are operating on an outdated version. The real transformation already happened in silence, and silence is where the advantage was secured. Is this? People who plot against you are revealing more about their own limitations than about your threat. Plotting is not a sign of strength or intelligence. It is a signal of insecurity. When someone feels the need to conspire, whisper, or strategize behind your back, it is because your progress has exposed a weakness in their identity. Your growth becomes uncomfortable proof that change is possible, and instead of evolving, they attempt to interfere. This emphasizes that opposition is often confirmation, not obstruction. If you were irrelevant, no one would study your movements. If you were insignificant, no one would waste energy predicting your downfall. Plotting requires attention, and attention is a resource. When people allocate their attention to stopping you, they are neglecting their own development. This creates a paradox. The more they focus on you, the further behind they fall. Another critical element is the psychological trap of comparison. Plotters measure themselves against others instead of against their own potential. This keeps them locked in reactive behavior. Their decisions are driven by emotion, envy, fear, resentment, rather than clarity or long-term thinking. Because of this, their plans are often short-sighted. They react to surface-level behavior and fail to recognize internal shifts. They prepare for visible actions while missing the deeper transformation happening beneath the surface. This also reveals how awareness neutralizes manipulation. When you understand human behavior, you stop taking actions personally. You see patterns instead of insults. You recognize that most attacks are defensive moves, not offensive ones. This awareness removes emotional charge. Without emotional reaction, manipulation collapses. Control only works when it can provoke predictable responses. Calm, intentional behavior disrupts that mechanism entirely. There is also an important lesson about energy management. Growth requires focus, and focus requires protection. Engaging with people who plot against you drains energy that could be invested in building. The leveled up individual does not seek confrontation or validation. They redirect attention inward towards skill, structure, and execution. This redirection compounds over time, while the plotter's energy disperses through gossip and strategy that produces no real progress. Ultimately, this teaches that plotting is self-sabotage. While others are busy watching, comparing, and planning interference, the individual who understands this dynamic continues to build uninterrupted. By refusing to react, they deny plotters the outcome they seek: disruption. Instead, they gain momentum. The most powerful realization here is that you don't need to defeat those who plot against you. Time and discipline will do that naturally. Growth exposes intentions, effort exposes gaps, and consistency outpaces strategy fueled by insecurity. When your progress is rooted in purpose rather than reaction, opposition loses its relevance. The plot becomes background noise, and your evolution continues forward untouched. The moment you stop reacting emotionally, you take away everyone else's leverage over you. Emotional control is not suppression. It is mastery. Most people live in a constant state of reaction, allowing external behavior to dictate their internal state. This makes them easy to manipulate, predict, and derail. When you level up emotionally, you exit that cycle completely. This focuses on the transformation from impulse to intention. In earlier stages of growth, emotions feel urgent and overwhelming. Anger demands expression. Fear demands avoidance. Validation feels necessary. But as discipline and self-awareness increase, emotions become information rather than commands. You still feel them, but you no longer obey them automatically. This shift changes everything. Decisions become strategic instead of reactive, and long-term outcomes replace short-term relief. Those who plot rely on emotional triggers. They expect you to react, defend, explain, or lash out. These reactions give them confirmation and control. When you remain calm, silent, and composed, their strategy collapses. Silence forces uncertainty. Composure removes access. Without emotional feedback, they cannot adjust their tactics. They are left guessing while you remain grounded. This also emphasizes the strength of restraint. Restraint is often misunderstood as weakness, but it is one of the highest forms of power. Anyone can react. Very few can pause. That pause creates space for awareness, and awareness creates advantage. In that space, you observe patterns, intentions, and outcomes without being pulled into them. You stop fighting shadows and start moving with precision. Another important layer is identity stability. Emotional reactivity usually comes from insecurity in identity. When your sense of self depends on external approval or perception, any threat feels personal. As identity becomes self-defined, external behavior loses its influence. Insults no longer wound. Praise no longer inflates. You remain consistent regardless of environment. This consistency is what makes you unshakable. It also reveals how emotional mastery compounds over time. Each moment you choose not to react strengthens your confidence. Each time you respond intentionally, you reinforce self-respect. This creates a feedback loop where discipline builds clarity, and clarity builds calm. Eventually, emotional control becomes automatic. You are no longer fighting impulses, you have outgrown them. This is why emotional mastery is a critical level up. It changes how others perceive you and how you perceive yourself. People sense when they can no longer influence you emotionally. They stop trying, or they expose their intentions through frustration. Either way, you gain information without giving anything away. Ultimately, this teaches that power is internal before it is external. When your emotions are no longer accessible to manipulation, your direction becomes unstoppable. You move forward without distraction, without drama, and without unnecessary conflict. Others may try to provoke, but they are engaging with a version of you that no longer exists. The leveled-up version is calm, focused, and in control, and that control changes the entire outcome. The E is this: once your growth becomes identity-based instead of circumstance-based, nothing external can truly stop you. Most people tie their progress to conditions, motivation, support timing, or approval. When those conditions disappear, so does their momentum. Identity-based growth operates differently. It is rooted in who you are, not what is happening around you. When discipline becomes part of your identity, action no longer depends on feeling ready or being encouraged. This explains the shift from temporary effort to permanent transformation. At early stages, improvement feels like something you do. At higher levels, it becomes something you are. You no longer negotiate with yourself about showing up, staying focused, or choosing growth. Those behaviors are automatic because they align with your self-image. This is why people who level up internally are so difficult to derail. There is no switch to turn off, no mood to manipulate, no external factor that can reverse who they've become. Those who plot against you misunderstand this completely. They believe disruption can create collapse. They assume stress, obstacles, or isolation will weaken you. That assumption is based on how they function. But identity-based individuals interpret pressure as normal, not exceptional. Resistance doesn't signal danger, it signals direction. Challenges become confirmation rather than discouragement. This also highlights the role of consistency over intensity. Intensity burns fast and attracts attention. Consistency compounds quietly. When growth is identity-driven, consistency is natural. You don't chase extremes, you execute daily. Over time, this creates a gap so wide that no sudden strategy can close it. People who rely on bursts of effort cannot compete with someone who shows up steadily regardless of conditions. Another critical aspect is internal standards. When your standards are internal, external opinions lose authority. Praise doesn't inflate you. Criticism doesn't dismantle you. You measure yourself against who you were yesterday, not against someone else's perception. This internal metric keeps you grounded and forward, moving, immune to manipulation and distraction. It also addresses why this level of growth feels invisible at first. Identity shifts are internal before they are visible. There is no announcement, no immediate reward. This invisibility is an advantage. It allows development without interference. While others underestimate you, you solidify habits, refine skills, and strengthen mental endurance. By the time results surface, the foundation is already unbreakable. Ultimately, this teaches that the highest form of security is becoming someone who cannot be undone by circumstances. When growth is woven into identity, setbacks lose their power to define outcomes. Loss becomes adaptation. Pressure becomes refinement. Time becomes an ally instead of a threat. This is the level where plotting becomes irrelevant. You are no longer defending a position. You are embodying a process. You don't need to protect your growth because it is self-sustaining. At this point, advancement is inevitable, not because conditions are perfect, but because you are. The fifth keynote is this: silence, when intentional, is a weapon of clarity and protection. Most people speak to relieve emotion, to seek validation, or to assert control. In doing so, they reveal intentions, weaknesses, and direction. Intentional silence does the opposite. It conceals strategy, preserves energy, and sharpens perception. When you stop explaining yourself, you regain power over your narrative. This explores how silence shifts the balance of control. When you talk less, you observe more. Observation reveals patterns. Who reacts emotionally, who competes silently, who listens, and who plots? Information flows toward the quiet mind because it isn't distracted by the need to respond. While others fill space with words, the silent individual collects data. That data becomes leverage not for manipulation, but for precision in movement. Silence also disrupts expectations. People are conditioned to interpret response as engagement. When that response doesn't come, uncertainty sets in. Uncertainty weakens strategy. Those who plot rely on feedback to adjust their approach. Without it, they overthink, miscalculate, and expose themselves through impatience. Silence becomes a mirror that reflects their intentions back to them without revealing yours. Another critical layer is emotional protection. Words spoken in emotion cannot be taken back. Silence prevents regret. It allows emotions to settle before decisions are made. This does not mean avoidance or passivity. It means timing. Choosing when to speak rather than reacting immediately places you in control of outcomes. Your words, when they do come, carry weight because they are rare and deliberate. This also emphasizes the difference between secrecy and privacy. Secrecy is driven by fear. Privacy is driven by self-respect. The leveled-up individual does not hide because they are afraid of interference. They withhold because not everyone deserves access. Goals, plans, and struggles remain protected until results make explanations unnecessary. This boundary prevents outside opinions from shaping internal direction. Silence further strengthens discipline. When you stop announcing intentions, you stop seeking external accountability and start relying on internal commitment. This creates integrity. You do the work because it aligns with who you are, not because someone is watching. Over time, this builds self-trust, which is far more powerful than external motivation. Ultimately, this teaches that silence accelerates growth. It removes distraction, minimizes exposure, and maximizes focus. While others are busy talking about what they will do or what they fear might happen, the silent builder is executing. Progress happens in isolation long before it becomes visible. When silence is paired with action, it becomes intimidating without being aggressive. People sense change without being able to explain it. By the time questions arise, answers are already embodied in results. This is why intentional silence is not absence, it is preparation. And preparation is what separates those who are plotted against from those who remain untouchable. The is this: time is the ultimate separator, and patience is the force that turns discipline into inevitability. Most people underestimate how powerful consistent effort becomes when paired with time. They expect immediate results, quick validation, and visible progress. When those don't appear fast enough, they assume nothing is happening. This misunderstanding causes them to quit early, while those who remain patient quietly pull ahead. This keynote explains how time exposes intent. People driven by emotion burn bright and fade fast. People driven by identity endure. Patience allows skills to mature, judgment to sharpen, and confidence to solidify. It removes desperation from decision-making. When you are not rushed, you are not reckless. You choose paths that compound rather than impress. Those who plot against others rarely think long-term. Plotting is reactive by nature. It is designed to interrupt, not to build. It seeks short-term advantage rather than sustainable progress. Because of this, plotters exhaust themselves. They constantly adjust, react, and recalibrate, burning energy with little return. Meanwhile, the patient individual stays on course, unaffected by noise, letting time amplify their effort. This also reveals how patience protects against distraction. Not every opportunity is worth taking. Not every conflict deserves engagement. Patience allows discernment. You stop chasing what is urgent and start prioritizing what is important. This focus creates momentum that doesn't depend on circumstance. Even slow progress becomes powerful when it is uninterrupted. Another crucial layer is trust in process. Patience is not passive waiting. It is active consistency without immediate reward. You show up, execute, and improve even when outcomes are invisible. This builds resilience. You become comfortable with delayed gratification, which is one of the rarest and most valuable traits. Those who lack it are easy to outmaneuver because they reveal themselves through impatience. Time also neutralizes comparison. When you understand that growth is a long game, other people's speed becomes irrelevant. You stop measuring progress against external timelines. This removes pressure and anxiety, allowing deeper focus. While others rush and make compromises, you refine and strengthen. Over time, quality outpaces speed. This emphasizes that patience creates inevitability. When effort is consistent and direction is clear, results are no longer a matter of chance. They become a matter of when. This mindset is powerful because it removes fear of failure. Setbacks are absorbed into the timeline, not treated as endpoints. Each delay becomes part of the process, not a reason to stop. Ultimately, this keynote teaches that time rewards those who respect it. When you stop trying to force outcomes and start committing to process, growth accelerates naturally. Those who plot will be exposed by exhaustion. Those who remain patient will be standing when the noise fades. In the end, the most dangerous advantage is not speed or strategy, but the ability to stay consistent long enough for time to do its work. When patience and discipline align, success becomes unavoidable.